good on. Now, on your principles, what's really important is this. We do not want to divide cities and parishes because that's what gives us the common area, the common ability of voters to come together easily. If you've got a bunch of lines with them gerrymandered around, you don't know which side of the line each other are on. And what you really end up with is you'll end up with people who are not in a congressman's district having the interest of that congressman, and they actually have to go to a different congressman to get what they need.
That's right.
And so it really, the more you split parishes, split cities, the more you disempower voters. Now, the big fight they're going to have is Section 5 of gerrymandering. I quit. All right. Look, the real answer is they are going to try to draw a district down in South Louisiana that's majority-minority. I think it will be unconstitutional. We will see. But the point is, as to North Louisiana, we in Northeast Louisiana are in a bind. You've now got the facts that I can't get out of our senator's office. We'll talk about it more. And finally, look at your last two principles. If you go to a meeting, tell them we do not want racial gerrymandering. If you go to a meeting, tell them we do not want political gerrymandering. We don't need to cut these districts to protect Rodney, to protect Bustante, to protect Landry. Districting is about one man, one vote voters. It's not about incumbents. They can have their free district, but give me a free vote. Now, if you got any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify a majority-minority district. That means that there is greater than 50% blacks in that district. What does that specifically mean?
Technically, that's the minimum threshold, but in fact, when you get into, you'll also hear a phrase called VAP, or voting age population, and whether or not a district performs. And what it really means is a function that you'll hear, a functioning majority-minority district is one that is at least 55% or more voting age population African American. And by the way, this idiot stuff in the newspaper about, oh, they may have to create a Hispanic House district or a Hispanic. There is no law that says that we have to do that. That's just smoke to get you confused and worried about other things. But the majority-minority district actually goes by VAP, and the reason they do is if you compare the white population to black population, the black population is always a couple of percent younger on average than a white population. So it has fewer voters per 100 people. So that's why at 55, you go to VAP, voting age population, even though one man, one vote is based on people, babies, then when we go to Section 5 or Section 2 and we deal with majority-minority districts, they're not worrying about people, they're actually worrying about voters. So we adjust up, and the fight amongst us lawyers is VAP. And then VAP 50-50 is not what they're looking for. They're looking for a minimum, and it's just because that's what the courts say. I mean, you're going to be looking at a minimum of a 55 VAP majority-minority district to be one that will meet the minimum requirements of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. And that's why, though, you know, guys, I know this sounds weird. Get used to it, because if you don't understand what they're saying to you, they're going to smoke you at these hearings, and they're going to smoke you in the legislature, and we're going to have less voting power.
Question. Wouldn't the northern district, as opposed to the north-south district, that would, we have that would pit him against...
He's not even in that district.
Yeah. What I'm
we
saying,
would not, Rodney would be going southwest.
Yeah.
Fleming would have the northern district.
The population, if we have a northern district, the population is primarily in the Shreveport area, so they would have more voting power.
What you've got is this. If you look at your northern district, look at where Union Parish ends on the west. Count Union Parish and Lincoln Parish and everything east of it as if it was northeast Louisiana's component. That's 325,000 people. On the other side is 425,000 people. Over 100,000 more on the Shreveport side than our side. It won't work, guys. Well, it's okay if you don't mind eating it Superior Grill and Freeport.
Okay, so we don't vote whether we're gonna be redistricted or not.
You're correct. You will not vote on it. You are going to be redistricted.
Yeah.
B, you are going to have to live for a decade with the congressman they assign you.
So we need to as a group have one voice, I would think, and decide which politician we want to put in office that would think like we think. But we have to do it as a group. I mean,
We need to be talking amongst ourselves and your friends in other Tea Parties. This is a statewide problem.
Yeah.
We need the Tea Parties across the state to be involved in saying, give us a voter-friendly districting plan. Don't give me an incumbent or a Justice Department piece of junk. It's for voters, it's not for bureaucrats.
Why don't we have an election right now, which one of these we want, and appoint somebody that will go to the meeting and represent us, but we will all go together.
Please go to the meeting because they will identify how few or how many of us go. March
March 1st,
March
10
1, 10 a.m. here in
At
Shreveport.
which, let's have a vote
Oh, look, and
now.
be honest, guys, if you think, looking at this rascal, if you think we would be better off in, what do you got?
There are 8 different redistricting plans being thrown out right now by various groups around the state. So I would say to vote on any one of these would be improper because these are,
Model. I mean, yeah, that's exactly right.
So you know which one
Nobody's
we should vote
supporting
on?
these. We gotta find someone that would even support them.
Let him tell us.
Let him go.
Come on. We need to vote so we
I
can
dare you.
organize before March the 1st.
at these hearings throughout the state that we're going to have with Senator Kostelka. There are going to be all of these plans. Senator Kostelka is eventually going to put all these plans up there. You can find them on the web, and I'll put it together on Monday and put it up on the website. Because you have all of the different plans that are out there right now, whether it's Rick Gallett's plan, because politically it's not just Bob Kostelka. He chairs the Senate Government Affairs Committee. On the House side, and you have Rick Gallett out of Ruston, who's chairing the House Government Committee. They have their own plans. You have a Republican, you have a Democrat putting together plans. You have the Family Forum putting together plans. You have Public Affairs Research Council, PAR, putting together their plan. All keeping in mind Section 5 and Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, all looking at existing districts and how to maintain continuous continuity and contiguity of districts, knowing that we're going from 7 to 6. The other big issue is not so much the northern issue, but whether we're going to create one big coastal district along the south that runs, instead of running along the north as Paul pointed out, we run all the way from the south, from the west side of Louisiana all the way down through the east side. And that's what Jeff Landry is promoting. All right, because Jeff Landry, in all likelihood, the 3rd district, Charlie Melancon's old seat, was initially targeted as the one to change the most. In other words, he was going to lose his job. And so we got a lot of issues going on here. You've got 7 congressmen fighting for 6 seats. Somebody is getting fired.
All right, which one of these, since you know
I
them,
will-
is the best for us, so we can get together and appoint somebody to represent us?
Bring some more.
Let me get them on the web for you to look at so that you can decide, and we all can decide as a group, which ones you think are the best ones to do. Or the best ones to
Another
do.
question
You must go to the computer and we'll vote on which one you want. But we need to, today, somebody to represent us. Because we won't have another meeting until after March the 1st. Everybody should go to the meeting, but we need to have somebody to stand up and speak for us.
It sounds like that
Oh,
y'all
will you be there?
Oh, unless I'm dead.
Will you speak for us?
Yes, I will speak for it.
All right, everybody in agreement that Paul will speak for us, but we all have to go to the website when Dr. Hunter gets it up, vote on which thing you